Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. 1 year ago today, the leaders of the free world were meeting in Cornwall, England. They were talking about building back better towards a greener, more prosperous, and equitable future. Then on January 3rd of this year, Germany shut down half of its 6 remaining nuclear power plants, with plans to shut down the rest of them by the end of this year. A few days later, Joe Biden shut down plans for an Israeli pipeline which was going to bring natural gas to Europe. Instead, he went for plans to supply Europe with Russian gas being shipped through the Ukraine. Then in February, the German government announced plans to speed up their transition to 100% renewable energy. Since then, energy prices have skyrocketed and fuel is in short supply. Poor people in Germany can no longer afford to keep their families warm and fed. So Germany is planning warm-up spaces where they can burn fossil fuels and keep their population from freezing. These are people who could have kept their families warm and fed at home if it weren't for decisions made by their political leaders over the past year. Apparently, freezing and starving the poor and middle class is what the G7 leaders meant by a greener, more prosperous, and equitable future. Joe Biden won't have to worry about freezing and starving, though, because his son took millions of dollars from Ukrainian oil and gas companies. And then Biden bragged about using U.S. taxpayer dollars to extort the Ukrainian government into shutting down the investigation against those companies.
And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired.
H.L. Mencken said, the most dangerous man to any government is the man who's able to think things out without regard to the prevailing superstitions and taboos. Almost inevitably, he comes to the conclusion that the government he lives under is dishonest, insane, and intolerable. Toto thinks that what Mencken said was actually an understatement. You can visit Toto, Kyrie Caesar, Toki, and Upala on the web at RealClimateScience.com.